Welcome back to the locally sourced music show here on WCSF 88.7 FM Joliet. I'm your host, Will S, and this is where we feature local music from the Illinois music scene. This week, we have an independent artist, Eddie Andersen, on the show. Welcome in, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming in and doing a little live performance and getting to, sharing your skills with us and
Of course,
all that
thank
fun
you.
stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
So let's get started, man.
All right.
What first got you into creating your own music?
Yeah, I feel like I've always wanted to create music in some way. I think it started back in high school, as like it is for a lot of people. You know, it started at a talent show. I didn't really know that I could sing before that, and once I really found out I could sing, and I saw the expressions on people's faces, and I love seeing people smiling back at me when I sing. So I loved, just ever since then, I really loved performing, and I knew I wanted to do that going forward. So I kind of have been on this journey ever since.
How long ago was that talent show? Was it like elementary school?
No, it was about in high school, so about
High
10
school?
years ago.
Nice.
Aged me a little bit. But yeah, about 10 years ago, I started and I did a talent show, and I just I knew I wanted to do this, so I majored in music in college, and I just wanted to find more opportunities to perform.
That's great. Talking about performing, do you have any shows?
Yeah, I
wanna-
do. I perform locally as much as possible now under the name Eddie Andersen and Eddie Andersen Music. So I perform a lot with my solo act as well as a trio with a couple of my buddies. And so right now I'm playing 2 solo shows this month. This Thursday I'll be at Alter Brewing Company in Oak Brook, and on the 31st I'll be at Johnny Cab's in Burridge.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds like you're busy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying to stay busy, of course.
that's where it's at. I like try to stay busy myself, so
Of course,
I
yeah.
completely get it. If so, let's get into like some of your songs, okay? So if you weren't like Eddie Andersen, like if you weren't you as an artist and you came across your own music, what would you say after listening to your latest EP? What would you say your favorite song would be off that project of yours from a listener's standpoint?
Okay. From a listener standpoint, if I was not Eddie Andersen, I believe the first song off of my EP, Alive, would be Nothing Days, and I think that's very relatable.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't Eddie Andersen, I would think I'm still somewhat of a homebody. I still would love a Nothing Day, and that song is just all about hanging out at home, watching TV, cooking pancakes, doing whatever you want to do in the kitchen, whatever you want to do on the couch. So I love watching TV, watching movies with my wife. So that's always a fun day. Nobody hates a Nothing Day. You always
I agree,
want it.
man.
Right. You
Yeah.
always need some time to rest.
Yeah, that was me yesterday. I mean, I did
Exactly.
a little editing, but basically just chilled all day.
Of course.
Yeah. So what was it like writing that song? Like Nothing Days.
That song, along with a lot of my other ones, I wrote it in Nashville. So with a couple of my friends when I was in school there, and I got to have a writing session with them and kind of sit around a table and just tell each other about what we do on our days off, what we do when we have nothing to do, and take ideas from that and just kind of see what we could put together. And it kind of culminated into the song, and it was just kind of a perfect ode to our days off, and kind of just something that we always look forward to whenever you're busy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing it with my friends. So
That's awesome. When you mentioned pancakes a couple minutes ago, all I can think about now are chocolate chip pancakes.
sorry
So
about that.
no, you're good, man. I will probably figure out a way to get some here on campus.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah. Um, You want to play that song, Nothing Days?
I'd be happy to.
Great.
Sure.
Whenever.
This one is called Nothing Days. All right. There's a party in the hills going on somewhere. But if we're being honest, I really don't care. There are stones unturned in places unseen. But today I'm breaking out of my routine. I'd rather be home with you with nothing to do. There's a TV show calling our names, and we got all our favorite games. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days. Cooking breakfast to our favorite songs, kitchen dancing and singing along. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days. With our day jobs always tying us down, and my cell phone won't stop making a sound. Baby, let's just turn it off and get away to a place where we can sit on the dock of the bay. I'd rather be home with you with nothing to do. There's a TV show calling our names, and we got all our favorite games. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days. Cooking breakfast to our favorite songs, kitchen dancing and singing along. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days. Time stops, there's always more to do. Just a nothing day becomes something with you. There's a TV show calling our names, and we got all our favorite games. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days, yeah. Cooking breakfast to our favorite songs, kitchen dancing and singing along. Oh, we're singing, ain't nothing like the nothing days. Nothing days. No, 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 nothing days. Yeah. Nothing days.
Nice, man. That was great. That was great. Appreciate that.
Thank you
And
so much.
the sound on that guitar is great too.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's picking up really nicely.
Awesome.
It's great.
Great news. Thank you so much.
So that was Nothing Days?
Yes, that is Nothing
off
Days.
your latest EP, right?
Yes. Yes. Titled Alive. I released it back in March of 2021.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So you said you were studying in Nashville. Where in Nashville? Like,
Yeah, I did a study abroad semester over there where it was kind of like a crash course of the industry, the music industry in general. It's called Contemporary Music Center, and it's in Brentwood, Tennessee, about 20, 30 minutes from Nashville. Perfect drive to it. And so it's a crash course of writing 10 songs in 10 weeks, having to perform them every single week, and then going on tour for our quote-unquote final. So it was such a cool experience.
that really sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was such a cool experience. I learned so much, and a lot of these songs came from that semester, and it was just kind of a highlight reel of my semester there. So I got to put 5 songs from that semester and 1 from after.
Yeah, that's similar to the curriculum here in Dara in my program, where they had us for Dara 3 and 4. They had us like make 3 songs for Dara 3, 3 songs for Dara 4. You know, learning how to like mix and master and do more of the engineering side.
Yeah.
But doing that for our own portfolio.
That's awesome.
So that's where I was telling you about the EP album that I
Right.
was earlier. That's how it got started.
Right.
Really.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's great to have those resources where you go to
Yeah.
school. Um, I got to luckily go to that semester to learn a lot and have so many things at my disposal for me to use at all times of the day. So it was awesome.
It's
Yeah,
great to have that stuff
it is.
like available to you 24/7,
Right.
easily accessible. It's
Definitely.
great. Um, how would you describe your sound to someone hearing your music for the first time?
Yeah, I would say um, when people ask me that question, I usually say pop/R&B.
Yeah.
I have a lot of R&B influences, like Alan Stone, John Mayer, John Legend, and pop people like I'd say more John Mayer and Teddy Swims. So a lot of people influencing me. Um, but yeah, so that I think my sound has a lot of the R&B aspect, but definitely more modern pop sound with some hints of Latin um, flair in there. I would say, just because of my upbringing, my heritage. I had a lot of Latin music growing up around the house all the time, music playing constantly, and of course, it snuck its way into my music a little bit, and I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
So it
Like it
didn't
should,
exactly,
Yeah.
and it helped that I played trumpet all throughout school and in college as well. So I got to play on the EP as well.
Yeah.
So that was always fun.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. I did you ever play trumpet in like middle school, high school band,
Oh
or
yeah, yeah,
did you
all
do it
throughout.
solo?
Started in third grade, went all throughout college, and
Yeah.
now I play on record sometimes. So
That's great. Like that, like whenever you get your hands on like a live instrument, you got to put that into a record.
exactly,
I did that with my brother. He plays baritone, so he
awesome.
I got some live brass from that. My
That's
friend
sweet.
who did sax, so
It's always nice to have some horns in
yeah,
there.
always got to, man. You always got to.
Yeah.
Um, so when you write your lyrics, you were talking about writing Nothing Days with your buddies in Nashville. How'd those sessions go about? Like,
Yeah. So, how I usually write my lyrics would be, if I can't get them right away, or if I'm having some trouble, I absolutely love collaboration. I will collaborate really first if I can. I love co-writing with people. I love bouncing ideas off of people, and so in Nashville, I had a lot of people at my disposal, and just people that I can be with in a room, always writing. And then I'd always call home. So my then girlfriend, now wife,
yeah,
has actually co-written um, almost all of my songs. So she helps me out with everything. She's always been into poetry, so that always helps with rhyming schemes and just the flow of lyrics in
oh
general.
yeah,
So she helps out with that all the time, and uh, she's like my filter. So everything goes through a filter of her, and it's the best thing that I can have. And so yeah, I absolutely love collaboration. So that's how I go about writing my songs, and it's just great to have people's input and kind of navigate through what you want your music to sound like through all the feedback that you get.
yeah, yeah. It really is like, I mean, I just told you earlier. I work, I think I work, better solo with a lot of
Right.
things, but like even then, like collaborating is like a big thing and a big like part of me. Like I'm just like I always ask people. It's like, hey, what do you think about this and stuff like that.
Right.
So, and sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do.
Right.
It always depends on how confident you're feeling about
Exactly.
something.
Exactly. I mean, it's a it's a nice scale between confidence and wanting some feedback.
Yeah,
I mean, there were definitely songs where I wrote by myself that came out like from my mind to pen and paper in about 4 or 5 hours, and I'm like, all right, I'm proud of this. This feels really good, and that I've only had that feeling a couple times, and when that happens, it's something that really sticks with you, and you want it again. So you always got to keep writing.
You want to play another song?
Sure. Um, I got that feeling first when I wrote this song. It's called Good Enough. It's on the EP, and yeah, I hope you like it.
Great.
Good enough, good enough, good enough. Trying to get away for a second. All this routine's got me reckless. Can't keep the thoughts in my head straight. Gotta get a grip 'cause I'm bound to break. Ache. All my dreams end with you. I'm overwhelmed by the thought of me not being good enough for you. And I don't know why. I'm wondering if I could do all the things that you're wanting me to do. I promise I'll try. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Can't keep the thoughts in my head straight. Gotta get a grip 'cause I'm bound to break. Hey, all my dreams end with you. I'm overwhelmed by the thought of me not being good enough for you. And I don't know why. I'm wondering if I could do all the things that you're wanting me to do. I promise I'll try. I just wanna be good enough. Whoa. Why can't I be good enough? I'm overwhelmed by the thought of me not being good enough for you. And I don't know why. I'm wondering if I could do all the things that you're wanting me to do. I promise I'll try. Whoa, oh, oh.
Great job, man.
Thank you so much.
So what you're saying that like you had that same feeling, whenever writing this song. What's another like while like creating this song, the process of the song, what's a favorite like memory that sort of relates to Good Enough?
Well, that song in general was my letter to the industry.
Yeah.
In general, we had a huge lecture before I wrote that song about the industry and how it could just really eat up people's lives and really discourage people and chew you up, spit you out, dog eat dog world, all the metaphors, all the things that'll discourage you and kind of shoo you away from chasing your dream. And I wanted to write a song that very much sounded like you could be talking to a significant other or someone that you are pursuing. But really it's about what I'm pursuing career-wise. And it was a letter to the industry. So I'm overwhelmed of the thought of not being good enough for you. And I was wrestling with these thoughts, but I immediately heard the chord progression in my head, immediately wrote the first like line, trying to get away from for a second and like needing a break. I just needed some time because it was a lot to process. And so that song really just kind of poured out of me. And it was such a great feeling because I was talking about being discouraged, but it influenced me so much to write honestly one of my favorite songs that I've written and it's something that I'm very proud of, and something that I can take ownership of, just because it's one of the few songs that I've written without any co-writers, and it just and I love collaboration, but at this one it felt good to not need it, and it really came from the heart, and it was such a cool experience for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it's very like, I mean, even motivational, inspirational, like just hearing like that process and just everything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great having you on, man.
Thank you.
And if you could offer one piece of advice, like to aspiring artists, what would it be? To any artist, even.
Um, I To be completely honest, a lot of this advice is going to be things that I need to hear as well. It's
Yeah.
stuff that I need to listen to every day, anytime I get discouraged, and just to keep going and just to keep writing. I think to always have in mind that you're making art, and art should be something that you enjoy doing first and foremost. And if you don't enjoy doing it, there's no reason to. You know, if you're chasing followers or likes or really affirmation from anyone else, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You should be doing it for yourself and making yourself happy, and in hopes of changing someone's lives, or just inspiring someone else. You know, that's all we can do in this world, is just to hopefully make art that will resonate with other people, but focusing on what matters, and just knowing that this is art first and foremost. So I would say just keep writing and writing, even when it's bad. You know,
Yeah.
I struggle with that so much because I'm very much a perfectionist in my writing. I think that, well, if it's not good enough, like, why would anyone listen to it if I wouldn't want to listen to it, you know? But in the process of writing, I always have to remind myself that if you just keep writing, there's no bad ideas in songwriting. There's just more ideas. So the more ideas you have, the more you could pick and choose what you want to plug in. And I think that's what I kind of keep having to tell myself, and it's something to just keep motivating yourself. So it's about self-motivation, definitely, and trying to keep your head up when a lot of different things can discourage you. So I would say to anyone, just keep going, keep writing, keep your head up.
Love that. Love that, man. Really do. You want to, before we head out, do you want to play one more song?
I'd love to.
Great.
Yeah, this one is called After All This Time, and just a little precursor for it. My wife and I were long distance a lot while we were dating, and this was just my way of. This is just a song about long distance relationships, knowing that you guys are going to be finally in the same city. I feel like that is such a hard thing to do for any couple,
Yeah.
and once you know you're gonna be reunited, this is just that was that feeling for me. So this one is called After All This Time. Driving down 83 with no sleep, trying to get back home, 'cause I'm tired of being alone. And you're waiting at the door, longing for more time together to see how much we've grown. All this time apart is tearing up my heart. I'm ready for the rest of our lives to start. I'm ready for more long talks with eyes locked, and hands intertwined. Face to face, our warm embrace. After all this time, driving down 55, feeling alive when I'm with you. 'Cause there's nothing better than the view of you dancing in the car, making me fall so hard again and again. And I don't want it to end. Oh, all this time apart is tearing up my heart. I'm ready for the rest of our lives to start. I'm ready for more long talks with eyes locked and hands intertwined. Face to face, our warm embrace. After all this time, they say distance makes the heart grow fonder, but we didn't wanna hear the cliches. Baby, you know we got stronger. Now we can say it was worth the wait. Now we're ready for more long talks with eyes locked and hands intertwined. Face to face, our warm embrace. After all this time, ooh, oh, after all this time.
Great. That's probably my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? All right.
That's
well,
probably my favorite one.
Thank you so much.
It's about the end of the interview.
All right.
Appreciate you coming on though, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. That was a great performance. I think that's what everyone needed to kickstart their week. I think it's what I needed. Get motivated, kickstart the week. Yeah, all that energy boost.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you
great.
so much.
Thank you. Well, we'll be right back with more music from the Illinois music scene, guys. This is the Locally Sourced Music Show. We were just interviewing Eddie Andersen here on the show, and I'm your host, Will S. You can, tune in every Monday at 6 p.m. Before we do head out, though, do you have anything you want to tease? Any new music? Anything you want to plug, like social media at all?
Yeah, you could follow me anywhere under the name Eddie Andersen Music, or you can find my music anywhere you listen to music under the name Eddie Andersen. That's Eddie Andersen, SEN.
Awesome. So without further ado, we'll be right back with more music.